we go. Hello, Kenny.
Keepers, how are we?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How's lockdown been for you?
Um, it's been a little bit boring, to be quite honest, because it's just not the same as normal. Like even just not going to school, people are happy about that. I am too in some ways, but I think I'm just sort of missing school a bit, missing like chatting to my friends, missing seeing them. I think really.
I think you've got a stack of questions and then I can see loads coming in from the keepers. So do you want to start it off and then we'll crack on?
Make sure you stay to the end because we've got a little surprise as well. So make sure you stay around so you can find out what that is.
Yeah, we've got a little comp, haven't we? Or a little pair of free gloves. Everybody loves free gloves, especially when they're pretty and pink and blue. So yeah, we'll be giving away a pair of gloves. Or two, perhaps. Let's see how we go. So let's crack on.
First off, can you tell the viewers about your goalkeeping history as a pro?
Sure. So I played for Partick Thistle, which is a team in Scotland. I think I left school at 16. I left when I was 28 to move down south. I had been a kind of schoolboy player from when I was 12 at that club. So it means an awful lot to me. Moved down to England to play for Accrington Stanley, Rochdale and Grimsby. Loved my experience playing in England. It was brilliant to see new players, play at new stadiums, test myself against a kind of different type of opposition. And then I moved back to Scotland and basically played as long as I could until my body gave out a little bit, as they say. And then kind of moved into a bit of coaching and also the Kaliaaer Glove brand. So good fun, just mad passionate about goalkeeping, love it, and just try and give a little bit back to a kind of profession that was very kind to me when I was younger.
So to start off, I've got some questions from patrons of the channel. So Cammy Aitken asked, what was your most memorable game as a pro?
My best games tends to be your busiest games as a goalkeeper. And if you've got 8, 10, 20 saves to do, if your team's getting battered, you tend not to win. Your favourite games are the ones that you make one big save and it's really important. And it doesn't even need to be a top save. It tends to be a really important save. So yeah, I played for Partick Thistle. We had a playoff game at the end of the season to get promoted. It went to penalties. I saved one of the penalties and we won and got promoted. Wasn't a great save. Knew exactly where he was going to put it. But again, it sticks in your memory just from the importance of the occasion. And played loads of games where I've had 8, 9, 10 saves, but we've lost 3-0 and nobody really cares, do they? It's always those big, massive, important saves that we all buzz off.
Especially because it's a penalty save as well. Like, even just any sort of penalty save is a top save because you're not expected to save it in the end of the day. You're not expected to. So if you do, then it's amazing.
As goalkeepers, we train so hard in the gym, on the training pitch. It's such a tough position to play. So you really need to savour those moments when you make a big save, when you help your team to win a game. It's important just to be able to pause and reflect and go, all that hard work was worth it. And I think we all know what that's like. It can be years of training. It literally can be years of working on a specific technique or working on a part of your game. And you have to do it so consistently for so long. And then it all pays off in a big game. It's amazing. It's what makes being a goalkeeper worthwhile for me.
So, I've got second patron question now. Aidan Rudnick asked, who do you think is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League and the Scottish Premier League?
Oh, very, very good questions. I am a huge David De Gea fan. I'm also a huge Hugo Lloris fan in the Premier League. I think David De Gea is so consistent for so long and so calm under pressure. Hugo Lloris, I think his speed and the way that he's changed his game a little bit since he came to England. He used to play really high and be really aggressive coming off his line, and then he sort of changed it to be a little bit more deeper, a little bit further away from the play, and relied on that power and speed to keep the ball out the net. In Scotland, it's an easy one for me. It's Alan McGregor. We support him with his gloves. He came to us to wear pretty much this product you see in front of us. He's still playing at the grand old age, and he's been a top player for so long, both in Scotland and England and Turkey. Top player, top pro.
So who are the current pro keepers that are wearing the Kaliaaer gloves? Yeah,
sure. There's a long list. We kind of try and support as many grassroots goalkeepers coming through as we do pro levels at the top. I think we've got at least half of the Premier League in Scotland with the product, and a good list down south. For us, it's about, can we support grassroots goalkeepers coming through, and we try and invest a lot of budget into just helping the next wave of people through. I think it's really important to us. I remember how tough it was for me when I started, and if we can help out the kind of next wave of keepers coming through that then evolve into being top pros when they're older, that's really important to me personally and us as a business.
Going back to just the start, really, when was Cali Air created?
Yeah, so we're going back about 4 years or so ago now. I was just coming to the end of my playing career. I had KA goalkeeping as a line of products. It was a semi-serious hobby, I suppose. And then we go back 4 years, coming to the end of my playing career, and we joined together, me and my now business partner, launched the Cali Air brand. And I think it's taken the product set just on to the next level. Every collection, it gets better and better and better. It's allowed us to bring out some top spec stuff, and I think that's been well received by the wider goalkeeping community.
Also, another thing on the glove design, so you've got the 3D printed impact ink on the backhand, with the accelerator gloves there.
Look at your pair as well. I like them.
Yeah, they are one of my favourites, definitely. So yeah, on them gloves, how did you actually come up with that, and how did you get the idea of it?
So within the business, there's myself, business partners, head of creative, head of design. We've got design team, and then we've got our manufacturing vendors, and we all work as a team to come up with concept, to come up with design, to come up with some innovation, and then put it all together. It's a long drawn out process. For me, the kind of frustration was I started playing goalkeeper when I was 8. I finished when I was 38, and I didn't really see a massive amount of kind of changes or innovation. I saw footballs fly faster through the air. I saw boots make the ball swerve and spin like you've never seen before, which made our job tougher. And I didn't really see that step change, innovation and material spec and elite level gear. So that was the kind of starting point for us. Can we do it better? Can we add something in that helps goalkeepers? So like you mentioned it, instead of having a latex backhand, it's 3D printed ink. It's got an extension cut palm. It's got internal touch feel. It just takes the spec higher and higher. It all goes back to making that life of a goalkeeper easier. Whatever we put into the product, can it make playing goalkeeper easier for all us guys and girls? Because it can be a tough position. We all know that. So that's my passion. That feeds into the rest of the team. They're all equally as passionate about it. And that's the kind of starting point for any new product that we bring to market.
How long would you say does it take from first having the idea of a new glove pop into your head to actually being available to be bought?
It depends on the complexity of the project. So if we're talking about the impact ink glove, that's these ones here, it was about a 18-month project to go from concept into a product on the market, and then a little bit longer to actually scale it into several cuts, several colourways, bigger volume of product, and that will step forward again next season, whenever next season starts. There's other projects that we've managed to bring to market quicker, and there's ones that have taken longer, and that can sometimes be we're seeking a material, or we're seeking a material that does a specific something, and it takes us longer to either develop it, source it, work with our kind of manufacturers or latex vendors to bring that through to market. You always tend to find goalkeepers, like, and I mean myself as a goalkeeper, you want to do it now. You want to play well now. You want to train well now. And it's the same. We kind of get a touch frustrated that we don't bring more stuff forward quickly. But again, it has to be top elite level quality product, because we know how hard the goalkeepers, me included, work hard, and we can't be let down by what we've put in our hands.
What would you say is the main difference between the latex of a normal glove and a wet weather glove?
It's what makes up the solution when it's at its liquid level, if that makes sense. So latex is a liquid solution. It's then layered on a foam substrate, and it's what goes into that liquid level before it's baked that changes the composition. The more aqua solution you put into the latex, the more it reacts well to water and behaves well in a wet weather environment. That's kind of the kind of raw science, I suppose, behind it. We know how hard it is to be goalkeepers. We know how hard it is when the ball's getting zipped about on a wet day on a slick surface. So we need to make sure the product we have in every facet of it is as good as we can possibly make it.
MS Footy has asked, what is the most expensive thing in a process of making a glove?
I suppose two questions. There's the material specification, and that changes with each product. Latex is expensive. Impact ink to print it is expensive. The biggest costs in the development process really is how iterative it is, how many cycles of the process do you need before you're happy enough with the product to bring it to market. The longer that cycle is, the more expensive it is from a development perspective.
Like loads of different prototypes leading up to the main one that you're going to actually release.
100%. Like we sometimes look back at the first prototype to the one that's brought to market, and goes through some amount of improvements. I was going to say changes, but it's improvements to make sure that it's the best quality product that we can bring to market at that time.
I've seen you and Connor O'Keefe wearing some good, cool looking like Cali Air clothing recently.
Did you just call me cool?
So what is like the range of items? Like what are you and like when are they going to be released?
I think with any business just now, in any sport just now, we're all impacted by coronavirus, COVID-19. We were aiming to bring it out at the end of this season, so that's a full training and athletic leisure collection. Dead excited about it. We're just going to pause it and bring it out at the start of next season, when that will be. I think that's kind of the best time to do it. We kind of toyed with the idea of accelerating it and bringing it out when we're in lockdown, and thought, is that the right thing to do, to be dropping in really, really cool new product when perhaps people have been furloughed at work, there might not be as much income about, and we went, no, that's not the right thing. Let's wait until everything calms down, and then we can do it justice, if you like. But we are super excited about it. I feel dead lucky that I've kind of got it all to wear just now, and nobody else has, and that's quite cool.
I've seen that you've been doing lots of giveaways and competitions recently. Is there a reason for that?
We kind of, football was suspended or cancelled pretty much, and then we went into lockdown, certainly in the UK, but pretty much every country. And we went, what can we do to help the goalkeeping community? What can we do to make it a little bit easier? So yeah, we've regular competitions. It's normally one a weekend. We've won some gold gloves. I know you've got a pair. I actually found another pair. Do you know that? I found a pair in the office. We might need to do another competition for them. Design your own kit with the design your own gloves. Save of the day, catch of the day. But it really just came back to that. What can we do to help the goalkeepers who are perhaps a little bit bored, like them, a little bit bored in the house? So that was really the reason for it. We'll continue to do that as long as we need to.
Have you got any new gloves or items coming out soon?
Always, absolutely always. I think that goes back to what I kind of said right at the start, that I got a little bit frustrated when I played that products didn't really change that much or didn't change quickly. So our whole philosophy is we want to make goalkeeping easier for people that do it, and we're dead passionate about that. So that being true, we always have to be trying to raise the bar, bring out better product, new product, and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. So yeah, new product always in the way. Can't wait. As soon as we're out of lockdown, we'll be ready to go.
Aaron Charlie Welch has asked, when you first started goalkeeping, did you ever want to play outfield instead?
No, I was rubbish. To be completely honest, I was not very good. The pass-back rule, now I'm showing my age, the pass-back rule when it was introduced was, I was going to say one of the worst days of my life. That's probably just a little bit dramatic, but I certainly didn't find it very comfortable. I started playing goals, two brothers. My brother was a striker. I went in goals. He hit the ball at me. I tried to save it. It was that kind of, base level, raw fundamentals. He loved scoring in at me, and I loved stopping him scoring. So yeah, that's how I started. And then when the pass-back rule came in, didn't find it much fun. Hence, you can probably guess I wasn't a very good outfield player. Daniel, favourite club, Partick Thistle. Played there forever. Means an awful lot to me.
Sia_HFC1 has asked, do you have any female pros who you sponsor with your gloves?
Yeah, we do. So Erin Naylor plays for the New Zealand national team and also plays for Bordeaux. An absolutely awesome goalkeeper. Awesome athlete, awesome goalkeeper. A wonderful human being. You tend to find that, I'm sort of biased, but goalkeepers are good people. We love working with her. She's just such a good athlete, and played on the world stage. Amazing to see, absolutely amazing to see.
Have you ever developed something quite far, but then never actually produced it?
Yeah, that happens quite a lot, and I think, as I said, we go back to business mumbo jumbo. I love product innovation, but there's loads of stuff that it's the right product at the right time. So we might take something 70% through development and then go, do you know what, it's not the right time for this just now. Budget's better spent elsewhere. We get more value adding a different product. Let's just park it. Let's come back to it when the market needs it, or when we think the market needs it. So yeah, that happens all the time, and I think it happens with loads and loads and loads of different products. I think I read something today. Dyson, the Hoovers, they spent 500 million quid developing an electric car that they've just paused and won't move it forward just now. So happens all the time, happens to us. Great question though.
Okay, so we've got another question from a patron. So Joshua Tavares has asked, what was the biggest sacrifice you made to bring your product to production?
Josh, a great question. A lot of sleep, if I'm being honest. That was a massive sacrifice. I think when you're going through that development process and you're pushing and pushing and pushing, and you're just so incredibly passionate about your product and you want it to be ready now. It's long days, it's lots of coffee, it's not much sleep. It's a bit of stress, and that's all kind of sacrifice. And it reminds me of being a football player. It reminds me of that. I had to train hard. I had to make sure my diet was right. I had to go to my bed early when my pals were out at a party. You know, there's lots of sacrifice to achieve what we want to achieve in football, goalkeeping, product development, sportswear brands. Great question as well. Really good question.